The fire watchtower stood tall and imposing against the backdrop of the dense forest. Perched atop it, surrounded by darkness, I found myself alone on the true night shift, a solitary guardian in the wilderness. As I settled into my routine, I noticed a worn notebook tucked away in a corner. Curiosity getting the better of me, I opened it to find a list of rules scrawled in faded ink. 1. Never leave the tower after sundown. 2. Always keep the lanterns lit. 3. Beware the silence. It hides more than you know. Dismissive at first, I chuckled at the superstitions of those who had come before me. But as the night wore on, a palpable unease settled over me. The forest seemed to draw closer, its whispers growing louder with each passing hour. Ignoring the rules, I ventured outside to stretch my legs, the darkness enveloping me like a suffocating cloak. But as I reached the edge of the clearing, I felt eyes upon me, unseen and malevolent. Racing back to the safety of the tower, I found the lanterns extinguished, plunging me into darkness. Frantically, I scrambled for matches, my trembling hands barely able to strike a flame. In the flickering light, I saw them, shadows dancing in the corners, shapes twisting and contorting in the blackness. Desperate, I fumbled for the notebook, hoping for guidance, but its pages were blank, as if mocking my plight. Terrified and alone, I huddled in the corner, praying for dawn to break and release me from this nightmare. But as the hours dragged on, I realized the truth. In the depths of the forest, something ancient and hungry stirred, and I was its unwitting prey. As the first rays of sunlight pierced the darkness, I emerged from the tower, shaken but alive. But as I looked back at the forest, I knew that some horrors lurked just beyond the edge of our understanding, waiting for the next unsuspecting soul to wander into their grasp. And I vowed never to return to the fire watchtower, haunted by the memories of that true night shift and the darkness that still waits within. Nightfall Manor stood isolated on the outskirts of town, its looming facade casting a chilling shadow over the surrounding landscape. As the new caretaker, I was tasked with maintaining the aging estate during the long, solitary night shifts. On my first evening alone, the creaking of the floorboards echoed through the empty halls, and the flickering candlelight cast eerie shadows that danced along the walls. I tried to shake off the feeling of unease as I set about my duties, but the oppressive atmosphere of the manor seemed to seep into my bones. As the hours passed, strange occurrences became more frequent. Doors slammed shut on their own, and whispers echoed from the darkened corridors. I told myself it was just my imagination running wild in the silence of the night. But deep down, I knew there was something malevolent lurking within the walls of Nightfall Manor. Desperate for a distraction, I stumbled upon an old journal hidden away in a dusty attic. Its pages were filled with accounts of tragedy and despair, detailing the untimely deaths of past inhabitants and the sinister secrets that plagued the manor for generations. One entry, in particular, caught my eye. A warning written in trembling handwriting. Alone at work, beware the shadows that lurk. They hunger for souls lost in the dark. Trembling with fear, I realized I was not alone in Nightfall Manor. The shadows were alive, and they hungered for my presence. With each passing moment, the darkness closed in around me, suffocating and relentless. I tried to flee, but the doors refused to open, trapping me within the grasp of the malevolent force that dwelled within the manor's walls. In a final act of desperation, I lit every candle I could find, banishing the shadows with the flickering light. For a moment, the darkness retreated, and I thought I was safe. But then, with a deafening roar, the flames consumed the manor, reducing it to ashes in a matter of moments. As I stood amid the smoldering ruins, I realized the true horror of Nightfall Manor. It was not the ghosts of the past that haunted its halls, but the darkness that lurked within the hearts of those who dared to enter. And as the embers faded into the night, I knew that some nightmares are not meant to be escaped, but endured for eternity.